there's two concepts. Change and, I can't think of the other one, it'll come up. But change.
Okay.
Any good problem-solving process needs to have decided early on together how you're going to manage change that will occur. Oh, fast-paced. A fast-paced environment and frequently changing environment. Those are the two elements that are important to all of this.
Okay.
So, good change management.
This process that you'll show me today, is this applicable in all kinds of any kinds of organization?
There hasn't been one yet that I've been asked to work with it.
So you can use this process in,
and this is a great diagnostic.
In businesses, in schools, hospitals, government.
Actually, healthcare is my background.
Oh, is that right?
Administrator before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's always the first industry I go to test it.
I see.
After IT, I tested against healthcare.
Okay, okay. What are sort of big difference between the IT and
so the interesting thing is in today's world, everything is technology based.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's working, is because everybody depends on technology these days. No matter what the industry is, we're depending on technology. Mm-hmm. So for example, we look at, I did a lot of work in the first 8 years of this from 2000, 2008, whatever we call that.
Yeah.
With libraries of universities, a lot. Because technology was their competitor.
Right.
And they had to get over that.
Right.
So I did a lot of work with a lot of universities around the world about how to incorporate technology and make it a partner and not a competitor.
Right.
For that very reason. Technology is just becoming a necessary part of every industry. And I think that's one of the reasons why this works. Is because it's based on the concepts that has created technology as an underlying infrastructure.
Have you written a book?
Not on this. I'm writing it, but it's just...
You're writing it?
It's just taking too long.
Okay.
I think this not doing a good job of it.
This will be so helpful. I mean, there's probably a book out there that talks about this.
There is a book on this. This is what started it. There is not anything out there
really?
That does it. In fact, you'll find some books on product management. You'll find a ton of books on business strategy.
Yeah.
You'll find a couple on portfolio management, but not terribly well done. Several on project management.
Yeah, but the whole thing needs to be taught, as one thing.
This is called the process interface map, is what I call this.
Process interface map?
Yeah, this is the mapping of all those, the interfaces of all those processes. And it needs to be documented well. Right now, it's all verbal. It's all in this presentation I just gave you.
Yeah, like all different parts. I've seen, the different portion, but you have really laid out the whole, concept.
I've taken a couple passes at it. I have 14 textbooks.
Oh, you wrote 14 textbooks?
Or co-authored.
Oh, wow.
12 of them at Stanford and 2 of them here at BYU.
Textbooks on what? On project management?
Project management, portfolio management, product management. I've done nothing on life cycles because there's so much out there. But financial management in projects. But I was one of the founders of the Stanford Advanced Project Management Program.
Really?
And so
wow.
we wrote the curriculum for that.
Wow.
And it's 12 textbooks.
I see.
But owned by that program.
Okay, I see.
And can't even be used in classrooms until that program goes away. Then the textbooks will revert back to me. But they own it as long as that program exists.
I see.
And then I've written 2 here at BYU. One of them I use in the IS 562.
Oh, okay.
This one I'm trying to write.
Yeah.
But it's not a textbook.
Yeah. Don't make it a textbook. Right. Yeah.
But I'm not sure there's an audience that would understand the need for it. It comes across best.
It's a management book, a management leadership type of book, but
there's so many, so somebody said to me a couple of years ago, you need to write it in, like, they give me an example, in the storyline of a CEO struggling to diagnose his company. Yeah. And I'm trying to do that, but it's not coming together yet. It's not. It speaks so much easier than it writes.
Sure.
Because there's so much, because our conversation, I've never had this conversation before.
Oh.
Because the questions you ask change the conversation.
Okay.
And so how do you anticipate all of those conversations?
Well, I have the whole thing recorded.
Well, but the next conversation I have with somebody else will be different.
Well, we'll have more conversations, and then have someone transcribe it for you,
it
and
would
then
be perfect if I could take the time to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
If I would take the money to have somebody come, because the time I have these conversations is when I'm sitting with the CIO of American Airlines.
Yeah.
And we have that conversation. Or I just got back from a bank in New Mexico in what's the name of the place?
So next time when you do consulting, you just go in there and.
But then I gotta hire somebody to do it, and I'm too cheap.
I'll help you. I'll help you. And yeah.
I should. You're absolutely
I mean, I've learned a lot. I think what you have something that's very valuable.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah, yeah.
This
I
was presented internationally and won first place in IT governance for the International Quality and Productivity Center.
Okay. What year was that?
2008.
I see. Great.
Something.
Great.
So it did get. Some.
What is your title here? You are the what?
I don't know my title.
So your responsibility here is to manage all university
it's emerged
projects.
No, it's emerged. I started here as the managing director of project management, the director of project management.
Okay.
My job was to bring project management to campus. They didn't have any.
Okay.
And then that became managing director of enterprise portfolio services management, which means that those three boxes became my responsibility.
Right.
And when they first hired me, they asked what the perfect project office would look like, and I said to them, no one reports to me. I'm a consultant. Project managers should be on campus, and I should be supporting them and helping them be successful. They didn't pay attention to me. So they had all the project managers and all the product managers reporting to me. I had 58 people reporting to me.
Wow.
And I didn't get to do anything because I was too busy managing 58 people.
Yeah.
And so finally, about 5 or 6 years ago, 5 years ago, we reorganized the IT department and based it on our customer base. And then we took all of our project and product managers and distributed them amongst those three.
I see.
And I still consult for them, support them, mentor them, but it's just the way I wanted it to be originally. They're out there doing their thing and getting support. And then we opened up a contracts and funds administration office, which we didn't have before. All the contracts were all over the place, and we had funds all over the place, and we consolidated all those into one office. It's kind of like a treasurer.
Yeah.
That's my job now.
I see.
I love opening new offices.
Great.
I love starting new behaviors.
Yeah.
So we've been doing that for 5 years. We've got that down now to practice, to process.
Yeah.
It's repeatable, and so now it's time for me to move on to the next new thing.
Okay.
And they're talking to me about a new thing that we want to start next year.
Well, you are such a treasure here.
It's fun. This is